18-wheeler. Please select a truck. Green line.
You're new, aren't you? Got any problems? Just call out. I'll give you a hand. Your destination for this job is Key West. Make sure you get there on time.
Ready? Go! Good morning, New York. 111 KRWA Super Express Truckers Network. Here's our first song to wake you up. Here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Steve here, aka Alpha Nerd, aka the Emperor of Retro. I was born for this life. Today we're doing a no-death run of 18-wheeler Pro Trucker. Originally released in the arcades and ported to the Sega Dreamcast, and then the PlayStation 2, where I'm playing it here today. Now, it's a very simplistic arcade game. I don't think many people love this game, but I enjoyed it growing up in my late teen years. It's an arcade game, so it's designed to rob you of your money. So I always thought this game did kick my ass in arcades when I was a kid. It really did. We enjoyed playing it because the graphics were really pretty for its time, and it was a fun, cool concept. It is short game, but I don't know. I like it. So let's just talk about it. So this is going to pass by pretty quickly. So I'm going to talk about some of my strategies I use to get through this game. You just saw right there, if you get behind any of the big vehicles, whether it's a bus or transport truck, you can draft them and go a little quicker. It gives you a little speed boost. They call it slipstream. Definitely essential to do, but more essential than that are finding some of the hidden bonus vehicles scattered throughout the game. They're usually in these kind of cube van trucks with some spray paint on the side of them. They'll say bonus 3. There's one coming up here. The ones that are hidden are much more essential than the ones that are on the road. To even get to these ones, you're probably going to have to find those ones in the first place. So there we beat the rival, and we made it to the finish. First checkpoint complete.
But you're looking pretty good. We're counting on you to do the next job right, too.
I'll fucking try, man. It's not easy.
Try to park your truck in the garage.
Okay, so to be perfectly honest with you, I'm not too sure how important these sections are, but I actually think they might be pretty crucial. If you do them correctly, you do get upgrades. So if you fail them, I think that's probably definitely not good. Now, the first upgrade's only a horn, so it's not that essential, but I think there is a time bonus you can gain to start your next section. So try to do well in these just in case.
You got the horn!
You got the horn.
St. Petersburg, Florida to Dallas, Texas.
One of my complaints about this game is it does have some load screens in between, and I have taken the liberty of cutting most of them out because it is just kind of obnoxious to sit here and watch this screen flash. So I will be editing the majority of them out just to speed up the playthrough. But Section 2, in my opinion, is definitely the hardest checkpoint throughout the game. It's pretty cheap, and it's definitely essential to find those bonus trucks. So let's just do the Gamepro magazine review, as I like to do when I talk about these games in the no death run format that I do it in. The graphics for 2002, originally released in 2000, they're great. They are really, really sharp. They're nice. The sprites, or if you want to call them sprites, the trucks themselves, everything looks really, really good. Sega did a great job with their graphics back in the day with games like Daytona USA, Crazy Taxi, House of the Dead, and 18-wheeler. The graphics are excellent for their time, and the colors are also very popping and very vibrant, and just very clean aesthetically. 5 out of 5. Sound, there's nothing special here. The music in the game is forgettable. The sound effects are good, so I'll give it a 4 out of 5, but again, nothing stand out. The controls are very good in this game, though sometimes it will feel a little sluggish when driving the truck. It is a truck and not a Ferrari, so it is realistic in those regards, and I can appreciate for that. The driving, the handling, everything, pretty smooth, pretty accurate. I'm going to give it 4.5 out of 5. Maybe a little sluggish, could maybe be a little more responsive, and maybe could have made the trucks accelerate a little bit quicker just for a little bit more fun, but overall pretty good. Fun factor, You know, I know a lot of people don't seem to love this game. I do really enjoy it, and the parking is a lot better. Doing really good here. This section's quite tough. But the fun factor for me is actually a lot of fun. And if you take the time to get good at this game, you'll find more fun in it than you would originally expect. And to give the fun factor
really
a 4 out
good.
of 5.
Well done.
Really good.
Good work, just like you do it.
Try to park your truck in the garage. Put your truck in the garage. Ready? Go!
So here's another bonus section, and I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe you have to beat the rival to do these. I could be wrong about that, but regardless, I think doing this one and succeeding is definitely important because you get the muffler, which I think does speed up your truck. Again, not 100% sure, but do it just in case.
Yeah, you got the muffler.
You got the muffler!
You got the fucking muffler. From Dallas, Texas to Las Vegas, California.
I was focusing on playing the game. I'm a geography whiz. I know that Las Vegas is in Nevada. I've always known that. Yes, as embarrassing as that is, I could have silenced that part of the video and edited that out, but I thought it was kind of funny because, like, I don't know what kind of brain fart I was having, because I was thinking about playing this section here, and this is my favorite section throughout the game. I just think it looks great. I just love the idea of driving in the open road in an 18-wheeler through, you know, the Texas, Arizona kind of desert look. Geographically, just looks beautiful, right? This is just a fun section. It's one of the easier ones. And yes, another strategy I use to help get through the game is pulling the lighter load. Of course, you get a higher score for selecting the heavier load, but you know what? It's going to slow you down. So, yeah, go with the lighter load if you want to have an easier, more fun time.
Checkpoint!
I guess I should talk about the shifting, as it's important in Outrun. It's also important in this game to do it at the correct times. In this case, it's basically 50 miles an hour. 51 is okay, 52 is also okay, and 48 and 49 is also okay. But yes, when you gotta go into areas where you're slowing down, you want to downshift to get your RPMs back up to give you more acceleration. And yes, you don't want to blow those shifts when you're going into the high gear. You don't want to do it too late to slow yourself down. So shift roughly at 50 miles an hour.
Fuck yeah, baby.
You made it! Good job! Not too bad.
I was a little slow on one shift there at the tight turn. I should have shifted like a second and a half quicker down. Hammer the brakes.
Okay, so it's the final one of these things before we move on to the final checkpoint of the game, and I do want to say that these are probably an important thing to do, as being successful with this one gives you the engine. And I gotta think that that reward does help your truck accelerate a little bit quicker and go a little bit faster. So I would say just definitely try to succeed at these. It's probably important.
You got the engine.
You got the engine!
Fuck yeah. All right, so from Las Vegas, Nevada to San Francisco, California.
Hey, you're pretty good. I think I can leave you on your own from now on.
I might have said Las Vegas, California in the last section. Well, I guess I'll see when I add commentary. Okay, so this first checkpoint's the hard one. The second checkpoint's not bad.
Ready? Go!
So let's hold on to our butts and get this done. Got a heavy load here. Both were, it's the lighter of the two.
Okay, so yes, as I briefly mentioned, the first checkpoint of this final section is definitely the hardest checkpoint of the final section. Get to that one and you'll probably get through this final section. So you definitely want to race to that. One thing I like to do at certain times in the game is use the triangle and switch to the out car view here to kind of be able to box him out. Now, the benefit of having him in front of you is that you can catch his slipstream, but, you know, he can also give you a bump that pushes you forward, so it definitely helps to do that. whenever anyone gets in front of you, like trucks or larger vehicles, it's definitely better to go into first-person mode, because then you can see a little more clearly what's in front of you opposed to the camera angle that's at the back. So you can use that kind of wisely as a strategy on helping you get through. So yeah, just enjoy the rest of this playthrough. The final part of this section is kind of fun as you cruise through San Francisco and some of the big downhills, going over the Golden Gate Bridge, as I almost miss a turn there. Probably not best to go that way. The game does provide alternate routes, but when I get comfortable with a certain way, I stick to that way, because then I also find where the hidden time bonus trucks are located, and it definitely helps me succeed. I didn't want to, start exploring new areas when I'm attempting to do it all in one shot, which is essentially a perfect run. In Canada, this game costed $1, which for us is a coin that we call a loonie. I know that may seem crazy to you Americans, and it is kind of ridiculous, but I do kind of like $1 coin. The name Looney's a bit retarded, but whatever. That's what it costed us, $1. So to me, this is like a $1 run. It only cost me $1. They weren't robbing me of any money. Now, back in the day, they obviously robbed me of my money. So this is kind of a little bit of redemption to have a $1 run. The no death run, if you will, no time up run, no game over, and to also do it beating the rival every single time is the hardest part. Now, that I did not set out to do that. I was going to be perfectly okay losing to the rival on certain checkpoints, or even all the checkpoints. I just wanted to do it on $1. I didn't expect to beat him every single time, but I obviously tried to keep him at bay and succeed in those regards, making it a perfect run. So thank you for watching.
Let's go. Perfect run. Perfect run. NDR. Beat the rival every section. And didn't fail once. That's not easy to do. But like any game, you just got to learn the ins and outs on what is required to succeed. Not knowing where to go specifically will result in time up every single time. 18-Wheeler Pro Trucker. Originally released in the arcades, then later ported to the Sega Dreamcast, and then the PlayStation 2. Is a fun, simple little arcade game that I always enjoyed playing in my late teens. It's simplistic, it's short. This version and both the Dreamcast version provide, the parking section, which is surprisingly a lot of fun. Back in the day, we enjoyed that more than the actual game because, we found the actual game really hard. Because this game is pretty goddamn tough. It's an arcade game. Arcade games are always challenging. But let's put in our initials. And we're going to make those initials NDR. Yeah, this is a fun game. I'll have to rival challenge it on hard and very hard, just for fun. And, I could always go for a high score run. With high score run, you get heavier loads. N D R.
Game over.
Thanks for watching, guys.